Good evening, and welcome along to another big show here on NVTV. Coming up on the show this week, we'll be meeting the current Miss Northern Ireland. Katharine Walker is going to be with us, and staying with all things glitzy and glamorous, we're going to find out all about this year's Belfast Fashion Week. Plus, we'll have live music from girl band Second Nature, and starting things off, some more live music, and this time a great band from Belfast who are destined for big things. Starting off the show this week, here are the Pine Barrens.
I look for inspiration to say all the things that stray and cease to come from the open door of a summer sun. And I know I should have left it a long time ago.
So we'll have some more live music from the Pine Barrens a little bit later on, but it's time now to meet a young lady who's probably the most photographed person in the country. She's the current Miss Northern Ireland. It's Katharine Walker. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So tell us about your year so far as Miss Northern Ireland. Has it been exciting?
Oh yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. So I won back in May, and then it was a lot of events and things during summer and the build up to Miss World, which was in November. So I was away in China for about 5 weeks, which was just crazy. It took me a while to grasp it. I think when I got home, when I came home, I didn't really believe I'd been away. But then I got home and I was like, oh, that actually was in China and that actually did happen. But I mean, that was just insane. And the people I met and things I did over there were just, I just wouldn't have had that opportunity otherwise. So, and then I came home and yeah, now it's the build up to Miss Northern Ireland 2019.
Of course, the search is on once again.
Yeah.
I know we're coming near the first heat already, aren't we?
Yes, first heat is the 20th of February. It's in the Broken Shaker. So yeah, we've got a good lineup of heats this year, some new locations, so that'll be good fun.
So what was it that made you want to enter the Miss Northern Ireland contest then?
I have followed Miss Northern Ireland as long as I can remember. I always say it started with Zoe Salmon on Blue Peter because I've always had an interest in television, presenting and that sort of thing, and that all sparked from there.
That was the first year that I worked on it. It was the year that Zoe won, yes, yeah.
So that's when it all began for me. And then as a teenager with social media and everything, it was much easier to follow. You know, you could follow every step of it. So I just really kept up with it. I was just fascinated by it and the opportunities that seemed to come with it that just weren't there ordinarily for a girl like me. So yeah, I just thought it opens doors, opportunities, but it did take me a while to build up the courage to do it. So I was 23 when I won. And there were a lot of girls in it who were only 18, 17.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it at that age, and fair play to them because I just wouldn't have had that confidence. So I just took a few years, and I was at university as well. I wanted to get my degree done and settled and that sort of thing. And I think I was in a good place last year. I was settled and I was able to put all my focus into it. And I genuinely wasn't expecting to win, so it was a lovely surprise.
So how did it feel then on the big night when your name was called out?
Oh my God, it was just like it's so cliche, but it was a dream come true. I literally was like, this has been a childhood, lifelong dream of mine to achieve, and you know, to be able to say that I've achieved one of my dreams that I've had literally written in the back of a diary from I don't even know, about 10 years ago. It's been great to be able to achieve that.
And of course you were competing with girls from all over the world, so
Yes.
It must have been a tough gig though as well, was it?
It was. I think I went in with the same attitude as Miss NI because obviously it worked well for me. I'd be quite a laid back person anyway. Sometimes my mum is just like, can you please be stressed about something? But I just would be quite laid back. So I just went into it, I had no expectations. I knew I was up against girls who had been training for this for their whole lives, you know, and these girls, some of them are proper celebrities and they're, you know, like this is they are royalty. So I knew what I was sort of up against, but no, it was great. It just took everything in my stride, and I just tried to really, a lot of the girls I think when they were there were quite overwhelmed and sort of wanted to go home and weren't sure, and I just sort of thought, so many girls want to be here, so just be grateful that you're here and just enjoy it at least, you know, and try and enjoy it if nothing else comes of it.
And are you somebody who's always enjoyed travelling as well?
I do, yeah, I do really enjoy travelling. I studied nursing at university, and when anybody who's done nursing or sort of that healthcare degree knows that all your summers are spent on placement. So I was always very bitter when I was in uni. My friends were all off travelling. So I haven't really had much of an opportunity to really travel. So that was why Miss Northern Ireland was great. It gave me this opportunity to go see the other side of the world, somewhere I probably wouldn't have gone to, you know, picked to have gone to. So but it's given me that taste. I had a couple of days at the end of the trip in Hong Kong by myself, and I was getting a taxi into Hong Kong city centre by myself. And I was like, what am I doing? just traveling into Hong Kong by myself. But it was fine. I mean, like, I navigated and I saw the sights. So I think that gave me a bit of confidence in myself that I can go out and be a bit more independent in that way.
So apart from China, what else has been the highlights of the year? I know you get involved in lots of charity work, don't you?
Yeah, working with the hospice is great. The Children's Hospice, I work in the Children's Intensive Care Unit in Belfast. So we do work quite closely alongside the hospice with palliative care, respite and that sort of thing. So it's been really fun going to events as Miss Northern Ireland and seeing families there that I worked with and looked after, and that's a real novelty. And I think it's great because they know they have an ambassador that's been there at the bedside, knows what, I don't know exactly what they're going through. I don't have a child who's unwell, but I can sympathise with them, and it encourages me to really try and lift what the hospice does, because as well, I think people think that the hospice is a very doom and gloom place, and it's not. It's a lovely place. It's so bright, and parents say when they go there that they just feel this aura of calmness, because naturally intensive care, like any ward, it's mental. There's noise, buzzer, like beeping going off everywhere, and they say when they go to the hospice, it's just they can relax and they know that they're just in the best care. So it's been great working alongside them. So
I know there'll be lots of girls at the minute who are watching this and who are maybe thinking about entering Miss Northern Ireland this year. Maybe they haven't got the confidence to do it. What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say I was putting it off. And last year was actually the last year I could enter because I'd be too old this year. So I think if it's something that you want to do, I didn't win first time. I entered the year before when Anna Henry won. And I think do it a year. You might not feel ready, but it'll give you the experience. You'll know what to expect maybe the next year, or it'll give you a couple of years to prepare and get yourself ready. But I think if nothing, every girl comes out of it a little bit more confident in themselves. And that doesn't mean necessarily getting pictures taken, but that confidence will come with you in whatever your job is. Yeah. So in work, I don't take cheek. I'm not afraid to, put people in their place now. Whereas beforehand, I would have been very, not shy, but I just wouldn't have spoken up for myself. And I think it gives you that confidence, and I think that can do no harm.
And of course, Alison Clark is always on standby to give advice and support throughout the year, isn't she?
Yeah, Alison got some texts, I'm sure, at some crazy times when I was away in China. Just the things when I was like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, or can you give me some advice? But Alison's been doing it for so long, so she knows how to get the results, and she knows what she's doing. So it's been great to have her as like a boss and a mentor this whole time.
What's going to be your plan then for the rest of the year? Do you plan to keep on modelling as well as working, or what happens then?
Well, I've loved being able to continue nursing alongside doing all the Miss NI things. I'm actually on night shift tonight, so I'll take my eyelashes off before I go in. But it's been great to do that. I live like a bit of a double life, but yeah, absolutely. If the work keeps up, I will love to keep doing it. I'm really interested in presenting radio, television, so I think when you do something like nursing, you're dedicated 100% to that. You just have to be selfless, and a nurse is who I am, and it was a very obvious career choice. But I think you can be more than one thing. I'm not that I'm just a nurse, but I can be a model or a presenter or something as well. And nursing will always be there for me to go back to, and goodness knows they'll always be looking for nurses. So I think I could still have a job if I went into something else.
Is Miss Northern Ireland as glamorous as people think it is? Is there glamour in getting up at really early, ridiculous o'clock in the morning to get the makeup on?
I think sometimes people don't realise that there are a lot of long hours, early mornings, late nights, and you just have to get up, put a smile on, and it's great because I always remind myself, this is something you've wanted for so long, so don't wish it away, don't try. I'm not that I'm positive all the time, but I really try to have that sort of upbeat outlook on it. But yeah, there are hard hours to put into it, and certainly in the lead up to Miss World, I was training really hard, trying to eat really healthy, and you're just working away. So you have to be able to grind as well. You don't just get it all given to you. It's one of those things, you get as much out of it as you put into it, I think. So yeah, I tried to give it a lot.
All right, so the search is on to find your replacement.
Yes.
And the 20th of February is the Belfast Heat, isn't it?
Yes, and then you can find all the lineup of the heats on the ACA Models website.
Brilliant. Well, Katharine, it's been good to see you.
Yeah, lovely to see you too.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, time for some more live music, and this time a girl band you're going to be hearing a lot more about. So here are Second Nature.
You say you want me so, then why you letting go? Do you care about me? It's time to face the facts. I thought you had my back. Now it's clear to see. I think I loved you for most of my life, but now I see that I've wasted my time on you. Yeah, on you. I can't believe that you pushed me away. Never believe all the words that you say to me. Oh, no more. Oh, now I'm moving on. Stop calling my phone. Stop calling my phone. Yeah, this time I'm gone. Don't want you no more. Just got to miss me. We've been here before this time, I am sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. Baby, this time I am gone. I won't be holding on, listening to our song, 'cause it don't mean anything. How did we get this far? I don't know who you are, a stranger to me. I think I loved you for most of my life, but now I see all the lies that you hide from me. Yeah, from me. I can't believe all this hurt that I feel. Never believed that this love wasn't real. Oh no. Not real. Now I'm moving on. Stop calling my phone. Stop calling my phone. Yeah, this time I'm gone. Don't want you no more. More, more. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. We've been here before this time, I am sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. Baby, this time I am gone. I'm done with all of your hating on me. Sick of the times that you cheated on me. All of your lying now, baby, I'm free. Yeah, you got to miss me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. We've been here before this time, I am sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. We've been here before this time, I am sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to miss me. You just got to miss me. You just got to. Baby, this time I am gone.
So that's a song called Got to Miss Me by Second Nature, who join me now in the studio. Welcome, girls.
Hello.
Tell us the story behind that song then.
Actually, it started off with Kathy. You began to write the lyrics yourself, and the idea kind of came to you, and you sent it to us, and you said, I've got this new song. I really want to know what you think about it. So we all kind of went back and forth, adding little bits of lyrics here and there. We found a backing track that we really liked. And then just from there on, we ended up recording it, and then it kind of changed over time. Every time we went back to the recording studio, it just got better and better. And then, yeah, that's how we got to.
Of course, Tammy, the great thing about you guys is you're more than just a band. You're writing your own stuff as well. How does the writing process happen? How does it all work?
Literally, we can get inspiration from anything. For personally myself, I kind of hear a backing track, and then I kind of feel where it goes, and the lyrics just kind of come to me, but it can be over anything, just life experience or whatever. It just really just comes naturally, kind of.
So Kathy, tell me, how did you all get together? How did you all meet? How did it all begin?
We met at different singing competitions in 2014, and I've always wanted to be in a girl band. So whenever I saw them, I was like, will you be in a girl band with me? And they said yes, and we were together for 2 years because we realised that this is where our heart is, and now we're more determined than ever.
Brilliant. Now, Rwanda, A lot of things have happened in the last year, a lot of great stuff, and there's a lot of interest already, isn't there?
Yeah, things have just taken off, honestly. Since I think it was last June or so, we got to get back together again. We've done Christmas light switch-ons with Stuart Robinson, you know, obviously. We've done shopping centre tours. Did the Venga Boys in January, which was phenomenal, absolutely amazing, such a great experience. I'm so happy to be able to have done that. And there's just more and more things. Hopefully we'll be doing it a bit more in the summer as well, so keep your eye out.
So what is the long-term goals then, Tammy? Where would you love to see yourselves?
We want to just get our music out there. We just want to keep writing, keep producing our tracks. We've got our newest single coming out. It's called Drop It Low, so it'll be out on the 28th of February, which we're so excited about. One after another, we just want to get our music out there and just hope that everybody loves it as much as we do.
And of course, Cathy, you're looking after yourselves. There's no big management, there's no big record company behind you. You're doing it all yourselves.
Oh, we just love doing it every single day. Like, we just wake up and write songs or then get together and rehearse, and we're just constantly together. We would love to get management, so take us to the next level, yeah.
So if Louie's watching.
Yes, Louis, if you're watching, Second Nature.
Where did the name Second Nature come from?
It actually, Cathy, you came up with the name. It just kind of popped into her head, pretty much. But obviously the meaning behind it is because music comes second nature to us. So it's always been something we've loved from we were all babies. We were actually speaking about this the other day. From whenever we were born, just we've always loved music. So it literally is just in our nature. So.
Are you always performing right from an early age?
Yeah. We're speaking like this, like we were the kind of songs we make are the kind of songs that we would have been dancing to in our living room. So like the likes of Girls Aloud, Spice Girls, that's the kind of stuff that we loved as kids, and yeah, now we're doing it.
Brilliant. You're going to do one more song before you go. What are you going to do this time?
We're going to do Boy for you.
What's the story behind this one?
Pretty much it's like, kind of like a breakup song. It's kind of just saying, you know, it's over, it's done, I'm going to move on and I'm happy now.
All right. If people want more information on you guys, how do they get in touch? How do they find out what you're up to?
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. We're everywhere. Second Nature Official, and you'll find us.
Brilliant. Well, girls, thank you. So here we go. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Here are Second Nature.
Do you think your actions will get you somewhere, boy? Do you think I'll drop to my knees and beg, boy? It's time for me to move on to another boy, and time for you to play another girl. I don't care what you're doing, I care less what you think. You said you were lonely, it was just one drink. Now I know you were lying, your eyes gave you away. Don't wanna hear an excuse, boy. Don't wanna hear what you say. Give it up, yeah. You said if you could, you would just rewind. But that won't change things, boy, you're out of your mind. I ain't that girl you want, what you take me for. I don't want you anymore, boy. Do you think your actions will get you somewhere, boy? Do you think I'll drop to my knees and beg, boy? It's time for me to move on to another boy, and time for you to play another girl. Why you calling back to me? I don't wanna see, 'cause I gave you a chance, boy. You chose her over me. Now I know you were lying, your eyes gave you away. You told me she meant nothing, it was just one day. Give it up, yeah. You said if you could, you would just rewind. But that won't change things, boy, you're out of your mind. I ain't that girl you want, what you take me for. I don't want you anymore, boy. Do you think your actions will get you somewhere, boy? Do you think I'll drop to my knees and beg, boy? It's time for me to move on to another boy, and time for you to play another girl. Ooh, you're welcome to her, I don't want you. Gentlemen always win. Do you think think I'll drop to my knees and beg, boy? It's time for me to move on to another boy. It's time for you to play another girl, boy. Do you think your actions will get you somewhere, boy? Do you think I'll drop to my knees and beg, boy? It's time for me to move on to another boy. And time for you to play another girl.
Now, when you think of fashion, you think of places like London, Paris and Milan, but Belfast is now firmly established on the fashion map, all thanks to Cathy Martin and her Belfast Fashion Week. It's back again, and I went along to the launch recently to meet up with Cathy and also caught up with the lovely Patience Bradley. Here's what happened at the launch of Belfast Fashion Week. Cathy, it's another fashion week. How many years has it been running for now?
Well, this is our 27th season, so I'm actually really calm, and the launch kind of runs itself these days. So it's exciting. We've done lots of things that we've done before, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I suppose the key message about our Fashion Week this season is that our main show at St Anne's Cathedral is on Friday 29th of March, and guess what date that also is? It's Brexit Day. You know, no matter what happens, we're definitely going to be in St Anne's Cathedral. We're going to be celebrating fashion, we're going to be celebrating style, and we don't really, it's not that we don't care about Brexit because it has so many ramifications for the fashion and textiles industry here. But you know what, I think it's nice to have a bit of relief from Brexit. Yeah. It's causing a lot of anxiety, you know, people are very worried about it, but let's take a break from it. Let's enjoy our fashion, enjoy our style, and enjoy being in the beautiful surroundings of St Anne's Cathedral on the 29th of March. That's where it's going to be at.
So Patience, are you looking forward to Fashion Week this year?
Absolutely. I think it's lovely, you know, because now really, you know, they used to call about London and Paris, but you know, really what you've got here is fantastic. It is. And I think Cathy Martin is wonderful. I really do. I admire her so much, and she's such a wonderful she puts it together. You know what I mean? Yes. And it's just lovely. I couldn't believe that. I just love it so much.
What are we going to see on the catwalk this year?
Well, in terms of trends, there's a bit of tie-dye happening. We're still seeing the coloured suits. We're still seeing corduroy in lots of nice different colours. Moving on from the animal prints of last season, there are some more springy looks in animal print, and loads of lace and floral and stuff like that. I mean, they're pretty traditional spring-summer looks. I suppose it's all about shapes and silhouettes as well. Lots of flowing, lots of transparent things. I think a lot of the trends are flowing from last season into this one. There's no massive marked difference, I have to say. And actually in choosing some of the clothes to be in our presentation this morning, you know, it was quite difficult because I was kind of like, I've seen that before, I've seen that before, I've seen that before. So it's just making sure that we springify and, you know, add some summer to some of the trends that we've already seen.
And are you always looking out for up-and-coming designers and people who are designing really unusual stuff as well?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I met a chap the other day, in fact he came up to me and he said he knew me, blah, blah, blah. And there was a fashion show at Clandyboy. I think it was early September, I can't remember, but it was last year. And he won the designer. And the designs were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they really were. And I'm always looking for an up-and-coming designer who would like to design clothes for wheelchair users. That's my thing. I mean, that is what I was the first person worldwide to design and make and run a show just with wheelchair users. My dream would be if there was a young designer out there who would like to have, you know, it all set up for her or him, I would like them to take the name on and take it somewhere because I think they could.
Oh, wow. And as always, will you be supporting all the local designers?
Absolutely, yes. So we'll have Grania Maher on the catwalk, we'll have lots and lots of others besides. We do have some new independent retailers and boutiques on board. Everybody from the Fashion House in Magherafelt to Blush and Lisburn Road, and Blush has been with us for all 27 seasons actually, so big hats off to the team there. We work great and work well in tandem with them, and actually instead of our Style Sunday on Sunday 31st, we're putting it off for a week to work in conjunction with Blush on the 4th of April to do a Kevin John Spectacular in Coco Restaurant in Belfast.
Cathy, tell everybody how they can get their hands on tickets for Fashion Week.
So there are links to buy tickets for all of our shows and events on belfastfashionweek.com, and you can follow us on Instagram at BelfastFW, you can follow us on Twitter at BelFashionWeek, and you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Belfast Fashion Week.
Cathy, thank you. Have a great Fashion Week.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Now, I must say a big congratulations to singer-songwriter Ben Glover, who recently won the UK Album of the Year award at the UK Americana Awards for his album Shorebound. And Ben was on the show last year and performed a couple of tracks from the album. So since he won the award, let's have one of the songs now from his album Shorebound. Here is Ben Glover.
You know how you live before it starts. The morning sun surrenders to the dark. The darkness holds the night and burns away to another day. And you think you're in control of what you feel, and all she gives is more than anything you can dream. You lean into the beauty of the fall, don't feel the shift at all. Make you whole, she'll tear you apart. What you love will break your heart. When you tattooed the word truth under your skin, reminder for you not to make the same mistake again. She's a fire that nothing can contain, burning through your vein. She'll make you whole, she'll tear you apart. What you love will break your heart. Yeah, what you love will break your heart.
Now it's time for our What's On guide, where we take a look at what's happening throughout Belfast and beyond over the next week or so. And we're starting off at the Grand Opera House with Flash Harry, The Magic of Queen, the show that celebrates the music of superstar Freddie Mercury and supergroup Queen. Be prepared to hear classic hits like Radio Gaga, We Are the Champions, Bohemian Rhapsody and Who Wants to Live Forever. And you can catch Flash Harry at the Grand Opera House on Friday, the 22nd of February. Moving on to Saturday the 23rd of February, and Dan Gordon brings his one-man show Frank Carson, A Rebel Without a Pause, to the Grand Opera House. Now, also on the 23rd of February at the Ulster Hall, Some Guys Have All the Luck, the Rod Stewart story. And this new show celebrates the life and career of Rod Stewart and takes you through his incredible story from the 1960s right up to present day, and of course features all his great songs. Now, moving on to the Lyric Theatre, and you can catch Centre Stage's production of The Trials of Oscar Wilde right through until the 24th of February. And this story is taken from the actual transcript of Edward Carson's brilliant cross-examination of Oscar Wilde in the first of the trials to Wilde's last heartfelt words in court. The show was put together by Merlin Holland, Wilde's only surviving grandson, and international director John O'Connor, and they've collected and dramatised court records, journalist notes and newspaper reports of the three trials involving the flawed genius Oscar Wilde. And finally for now, if you want to catch a movie in cinemas this weekend, why not try The Kid Who Would Be King? Old school magic meets the modern world in this epic adventure starring Patrick Stewart.
Mum, don't freak out, okay?
Who will join us? This is the best and the worst thing that's ever happened.
All hail the once and future king.
Please don't. It's embarrassing.
And throughout the film, older Merlin appears when he has some important wisdom to pass on to the younger knights. But what would Patrick Stewart pass on to the younger generation himself? Here's what he had to say.
Be fearless. I think where we are as a state and as a nation, and the challenges that are offered to young people these days, as well as the distractions, sometimes harmful, sometimes not. But it's what I always say to student actors when they say, just give me one thing, what thing would you recommend? And I said, you must be brave.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for this week. So, big thank you to all my guests, including Second Nature and Miss Northern Ireland, Katharine Walker. Now, to play us out one more time, here are the Pine Barrens, and I'll see you next week.
Big skins, the big pipes. So much so that it's hard for me to find. And all of the different types that you ever held for me, now that I'm going blind. I came for the sunshine to give me light where there never was before. 'Cause I need a lifeline, and look at you just to give me something more of what I need to do to die. The words were written on the walls, but we were never told why. But when there's no change in your mind, I think it's time for me to find it's not. Not this time. No, so I'll stay way out of range. And I know we told you so.